you're at the head of the class, you have to blaze this path. And sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable. Sometimes it's going to shake up some people's theories or beliefs. And that's kind of what you need to do in moments of struggle and inequality, is you gotta shake things up a little bit.
Hi Abby, I'm Jazz with LesBe Radio. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
When we talk about young women, I want to go back to that, who've chosen to conquer or take on or be challenged by sports that's typically dominated by men. And right now in America, we have a bullying epidemic. What would you say to young women who want to pursue their areas of sports that are typically done by men and also combat bullying?
Well, I think that all women are pursuing areas that have been predominantly held by men. I think that that's just been the way it is in sports for sure, in business absolutely. And I think we're coming into a new paradigm of women empowerment, not just because we potentially could have a woman elected into our Oval Office, but because women are really gaining ground in the business world, in the sports world. I think that there is a case now to be made, not just because of our team, but there's a case to be made that women, are no longer subject to just being mothers or nurses. They can in fact be anything that they want to be. They can be doctors, they can be pro athletes, they can be whatever they want. That's why I think it's so important that the symbolism of even just the idea of Hillary getting elected into office is so important for our younger generation. Because I think that what happens if a girl's getting bullied by a boy, I think that when Hillary gets elected into office, or even just the idea, the symbol of her getting elected into office, that gives that 15 or 10-year-old girl the opportunity to go, you know what, I can be president one day. And then what that also does to that 10 or 15-year-old boy is go, oh, she could be president one day. So there's something that really happens. Like, I think that it's just something that you don't even teach. It's something that you know. And that's what I hope. And, the bullying epidemic is not something I'm very educated in, but I also know that it's happening and it needs to stop.
Hi, Abby. My name is Parisha from mindandphilly.com. How are you?
Great.
Good question. So there's a lot of women here that are attending that are in the business world, maybe even in the media world, that are feeling that pressure of, prejudice. They want to break that ceiling. They're in the trenches. What kind of advice would you have for that woman from day to day to break through that?
Well, I think that most women have experienced on some level in their life, their working life, their personal life, some level of prejudice because of their gender.
Right.
And unfortunately, I think for so many years, we all just kind of innately learned how to accept that as fact, as life, as we knew it, right? Well, I kind of think we're at that period of time in existence right now that we need to be like, no, that's not acceptable anymore, because other women are doing it, right? So if you're afraid, or you're scared to speak up, or you're scared to say, I don't feel comfortable, this feels a little bit like you're harassing me, or I'm not being treated fairly, or whatever the case may be, it's time now for women to stand up and step into their power, step into themselves, and do the right thing. Because guess what? You're not alone. Other women around the world are doing the same thing. And now is the time that we all kind of start banding together. I know that there's a massive amount of powerful, successful women that are trying to figure out this very thing. Because there's like a feeling that's going on, right? There's a feeling of empowerment, of women getting passionate about things that maybe 10, 15 years ago we weren't allowed to be passionate about, or allowed to even entertain the idea of being passionate about. So my advice is just go for it. Stand in your strength, stand in who you are, and speak your mind as you believe it yourself to be. Be strong, be powerful.
Hi Abby, I'm Taylor with the Women in Retail Leadership Circle. Love the Wild Fang shirt.
Oh, thank you.
So do you have any women who you looked up to throughout your life? Anyone who inspired you? Any mentors?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm the youngest of 7, so my sisters, Beth and Laura, were 2 women that I looked up to quite a bit. My sister Beth, she became a doctor and then had 6 children, so she's done so many amazing things, and I just think she's such a badass. I just think she's amazing. My sister Laura, she has twins and is a school teacher, both successful in their own rights, but more importantly, I think rather than adhering or attaching ourselves to idols about what they do, I try to attach myself about who they are. And the way in which my sisters have kind of gone and navigated through their lives as the people that they are has been the thing that's been most inspiring. You know, my sister Beth, she stayed the same powerful, strong eldest in my family, whether she was a doctor or a mother. Both really difficult jobs, but both very different jobs, and she stayed the same. And I think that that's really important, the power in which you take with you into certain jobs, whether it be a parent or being a doctor.
We have time for one more question.
Why did you think now is the right time for you to write your book? And what are you hoping people will get from it?
Well, I think that at the end of any career, you know, I had some struggles that I was still going through some struggles. And I think when I was at the end of my career, it seems like the right time to like tie up my soccer career, that identity in a bow, tie it up nice and tight, package it, and then so that I can move forward. And that's kind of what I did. And I think that it was really important for me to be able to do that in the way in which I did it, and tell and reveal as much as that I did, because I think the only way you really can move forward in your life is if you actually like get really honest about the way you've been living, so that you can like start anew and move forward in the right way. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you very much.